Hi friends, welcome to another Shake Up. I am sorry it's been quite a while since I've put anything on video, but I have been posting some materials online. I hope you got a chance to look at those. But this month in November, we're going to be talking about camping and resort ministries. In particular, Bob Rush in camping ministry. He ministers to RV communities. And there is a special organization that works with him, and they are called Christian Resort Ministries. That's who he's actually a part of. And so Camping and Resort Ministries puts chaplains at every campground that invites them to. And there are quite a few that rely on this partnership to have their campers or their visitors ministered to. We also understand that when you say camping and resort ministries, oftentimes we think about the summertime, but more and more often, camping and resort ministries is a year-long ministry for people who have retired and live in RVs. Often, also, people live in RVs because of their work situations. So, near me in Harnett County, North Carolina, actually, I guess you cross over into Lee County. There are a lot of people who are workers at the local, I'm trying to get this right, Sharon Harris nuclear plant, who live in an RV during the week while they work there, and then they go home on the weekends. So people are in RV communities for a variety of reasons, but it is a very growing community, and the need to reach them spiritually is growing. So this month, it's the easiest pie for you to do your lesson. I know that many of us are already focusing on Operation Christmas Child Boxes and Appalachian Backpack Ministries, and those are all awesome. Continue to do that, but don't forget to continue to learn about missions as well. And this is such a fun monthly missions focus. So, to make this month stand out in your folks' mind, I am going to recommend that you do two things. First is find someone in your church who has an RV ministry. Actually, not an RV ministry, but an RV, and ask them to bring it to church, because I think it's something that when we see these RVs driving down the road, we often wonder, what does that look like inside? How do people live in such a small space? Or I could never ever travel in that and stay in that for months at a time. So there's a curiosity that's associated with an RV. So go ahead and bring and ask someone to from your church, or even have a RV roundup and have a few of them there for people to see and explore, and to have that hands-on experience with missions. Maybe you just bring an RV and set up a campfire, and you have your ladies roast some s'mores, and maybe even have your meeting around the campfire this month. That is a simple, fun way to really bring to life the kinds of things that the Rushes are doing. I hope I'm saying that name right. It's an unusual one. It's Ruesh. Rush, I guess that's right. The Rushes in their community. And one thing that Bob Rush really loves is chocolate. So what better way to have chocolate than with a s'more? So go ahead and have those. If you don't have an RV within your church, have the campfire and just have the s'mores and talk about what the Rushes are doing, and how many people they're reaching out to. Pray for them as they seek to find more chaplains to come and minister in these RV communities and at these campgrounds, because it is a big need. They have a new CEO of their ministry, and he's looking to continue that ministry and grow it. So they ask for us to be in prayer for them as well. So that is November in a nutshell. I hope that you have fun with that. But I want us to look ahead to December, because I know that you're going to be so busy already in December that by the time we get to the first meeting of the month, so much of your calendar is full. So I'm just going to give you a reminder that in December we have the week of prayer for international missionaries, and that is in your mosaic this month. It starts on page 11 and goes on from there. I think this month is such a neat month in your mosaic, because it does so much to tell people about what the IMB does, and It gives you the International Mission Board at a glance and gives you some background on the history of the International Mission Board. There's some things there that I didn't know that I was interested in. It talks about who is Lottie Moon, and it also gives her tea cake recipe in the mosaic this month. So take a look at that. And then it also gives you other ways other than just Lottie Moon that throughout the year you can give to the International Mission Board. And so it gives you a list of those on page 21. So take some time to look at that International Mission Board stuff, and then take some time to really pray about how your group will interact with the week of prayer. Some groups pray in one night for the week of prayer for all of the missionaries. That is a great way to do it. Some of you send your mosaics home and just say, remember to pray for them. I think that's great too, but how often do we lay down our book and forget to pray? So my suggestion is when you've got them all there in a place where you can really focus on prayer, then go ahead and do it. Because, planning for how you're going to promote the Lottie Moon Christmas offering is wonderful. But honestly, it might be a separate meeting. Because, and stay with me here, sometimes Lottie becomes a symbol and people don't know what the symbol is for. And so reminding your church that these are real missionaries, that each day is a real missionary with a real need, and reminding them of the connection that we have through prayer and through our giving is so important. And that's a great reminder for our WMU as well. So many times we go through those steps every year with Lottie Moon and we forget about what is happening in the lives of our missionaries. And that is a huge part of the reason that WMU exists, is to give insight into the lives of missionaries so that we can pray for them better and better serve them as they serve on the mission field. And so this month, I encourage you to go ahead and go through that missions guide. You'll be getting one at your church in the next couple of weeks. WMU is very busy sending those all out, but you already have them in your mosaic. I am creating a resource that accompanies the Week of Prayer Guide. Now, your Week of Prayer Guide tells about your missionaries and it gives you prayer points. I want to suggest my additional resource as a Wednesday night or Sunday night or your regular meeting time resource. And what my resource is a hands-on activity that relates to each one of your missionaries. For example, your missionaries in Belgium on day 2 or 3 have a espresso kiosk that they set up and serve espresso and pray with people in the city that they live in. So station 1 would be having a coffee bar, and there's some questions for you to ask one another that might look something like what the missionaries might start off conversations with in Belgium. And station 2 is about missionaries in the virtual world. Actually, yeah, in the virtual world, our missionaries, the Nippers in Japan, minister through VR. But we also know from last year that the Crownovers in Germany minister through games as well, but theirs are board games. So the station there would be to have a board game of some kind, or ask your youth minister to set up a VR station for you. I promise you, somebody in your church, one of your youth, probably your youth minister, has VR goggles, so your women can actually see what does it look like when people are interacting in a VR world, virtual reality world, in online gaming. So I am in the middle of working on that. It will be available in the next couple of days. But there is something for each one of the days of missions. So you could go through it, set it up at stations in your fellowship hall. It would be a great opportunity to work with your children's program as well, and be a multi-generational experience. You know, we're often looking for those ways to interact with young people as well and bring them into missions. And I think having these interactive hands-on things to do and these questions to engage are going to be a great part of your week of prayer for North American missions. So don't forget to pray. Don't forget to meet. Don't make it 100% about Lottie Moon, even though that is a very special part of December and our ministry, and that is how we support our international missionaries. But let's also get to know our missionaries so we have that heart connection with them, and not just the connection of giving. So that will all be up on our Mission Shakeup page in the next couple of days. I think I'm on day 5 out of 7, so that will be up very soon. And remember that this is the big push for our International Mission Board, but it's also the big push for learning about missions. So that wraps me up for this month. Our offices will be closed the 22nd of December through the 1st of January. So we hope that you will reach out to us with any questions or concerns you have before that time. But also before that time, I want to remind you that we are in the midst of our Red Box Ministry collection. The collection day starts the 13th and goes through the 17th. And we will be collecting from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock on those days. So come and see me. I'm going to be there all week. Amy Boone will be there on Monday, and then I'll be there the rest of the week to meet and greet you as you drop off your Red Box items. Also, we are still in need of quite a few shampoos. So if you feel led to help with the ministry in that way and to send in some extra shampoos, that would be wonderful. I think we have about 1,400 more that we need to receive. And this is such a powerful ministry. In fact, I was just talking to my partner at Central Prison, and she was saying that they had gone up to 1,303 women in their facility who will be receiving the red boxes. And she said, I just want to make sure that you have the right numbers. Not that I'm excited that we are needing more, but we are excited that these ladies will get to be ministered to through you. And we both kind of collectively grieved the fact that there were 1,303 women who were incarcerated at that prison. So be in prayer for the women in the prisons. We had our prisoner retreat in September, and so many of those women, ladies, have children, and that is their greatest grief right now, is that they are apart from their children, and some of their stories are so heartbreaking. And sometimes we just say, well, just don't break the law, but sometimes they don't have the family resources and support that they need, and it causes them to make some poor decisions that really hurt their families, and they are hurting alongside their families. So keep our women in the women's prisons in your prayers as they seek to live out their sentences, and let's continue to minister to them as we do so well. So again, if you feel called, please donate shampoos to us, and you can bring those on the 13th through the 17th from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock. So happy Thanksgiving, ladies. Thanks for ministering with us, and Merry Christmas. If I don't see you in another video before then, you've got everything that you need for December. So I will see you again in the new year, and have a great time leading through this wonderful time of the year for missions and ministry.